Hey there, internets. Just a real short correction. This is going to be labeled as a correction because I am not going to do like the mainstream media and get erroneous information and then not get myself properly corrected, because a lot of people will do so. And this channel from my grandfather's desk will not be that way. There is a certain amount of humility people have to admit that, hey, they had something wrong. And I'm going to do that. When I was talking about gun control proof, Democrats are coming after your guns. I wasn't wrong on the proof, but in regards to calling out people who do the wrong thing and saying it when somebody does something right, I had some erroneous information. There was, in fact, two Republicans, at least one of whom ain't running for re-election, Chris Jacobs of New York. He's the guy that started to express support for gun control, then abandoned his re-election bid. Yeah, maybe it's time he switched parties, because the leadership in the Republican Party should have leaned on this guy and said, you don't let this through. And they just supposedly recommended that he vote against it. And maybe that was like maybe they were being polite. Maybe, Representative McCarthy was. But Chris Jacobs of the 27th District in New York voted for that garbage bill 1808, very unconstitutional, and Brian K. Fitzpatrick from Pennsylvania's 1st District. And in this case, it's too late to primary this guy. But so two Republicans, and that's why this thing passed, because it was actually 5 Democrats that did the right thing. And I have to call them out when they did the right thing. In addition to Representatives Golden and Vicente Gonzalez and Schrader from Oregon voting no, we gotta say that the guys that did the right thing was Henry Cuellar, 28th District from Texas, did the right thing, voted no. Now, as memory serves, and I could be wrong, I have not double-checked this tonight, I believe he's also pro-life. This guy, if he survives, he might actually be happier in the Republican Party, and maybe he needs to be shown a better path. If somebody comes over from the other side, we should say welcome to the fight. And this guy did the right thing from Laredo and voted no on 1808. And the other guy that did the right thing on the Democratic side that I was not fully aware, I just had erroneous information. The news article I was reading said 3 Democrats voted against it. It was actually 5. Ron Kind voted no. And on some of these major bills, I figured out how to look for the roll call vote when it's available. And so I will be a little closer when we're getting a really partisan issue like this. I'll try and make a point to come up here and check with the clerk of the United States Representatives website, because I can actually give you the actual record of yeas and nays on that. I will include a vote, a link to that so a person can actually look. But it is, the nays are Cuellar, Golden, Gonzalez, Kind, and Schrader for votes no, and again, Brian Fitzpatrick and Chris Jacobs were the rhinos that voted for 1808. So, at least when it comes to the Second Amendment, now, you could argue, in the worst possible case scenario, if you look at the most dim view, people just being afraid for their jobs, if you take the most self-serving view of why these guys may have voted the way they did, in the other end, side of things, you got 5 Democrats that understand what the Second Amendment is about and says, and 2 Republicans that don't. And that's if a law is unconstitutional, if you're a representative, you vote no. There is no reason. Bush said he had constitutional misgivings when he signed a campaign finance reform. Remembering the name of that escapes me now. no, the first defense is not the courts. The first defense is our representatives voting no, our senators voting no, and if the president is upholding his office for the Constitution, is also to do the veto thing. That's the first line of defense for them. The real first line of defense is don't vote for people that are going to violate the Constitution. So just a quick correction to make sure that I own up when I have something wrong. I'll get this posted. I was watching Langley Outdoors Academy, and it was noted that it was 5, so I had to go double check that, and a couple of rhinos voting for it. So you all take care, and I'll make a better point to check with the House clerk in the future.